Alright, I'm about to react to this reaction of Tykwondoe reacting to the Minorities podcast. Let's get right into it.
Topic of the day is this game. It gotta be this pivoted all.
Hold on.
I'm gonna grab the laptop. This nigga wanna grab everything except the game and the rule books and the construction of this shit to get me fired up. And while we here, run up your motherfucking lights. Roll call right now. This is what you call the most unprofessional podcast of all time. It is what it is. You still gotta get, you feel me, suited and booted. We gotta get a good background. We gotta get this whole room situated. We gotta work on our presentation. Presentation speaks before you do. Our presentation is trash.
That's facts. And that's something that I gotta work on as far as my YouTube studio. For my videos, I have to work on the studio, the background. But, that's in the works. But I believe presentation is everything. That's why as a grown man, you should never be going anywhere. And you should never have to say, oh, I can't go there because I'm not dressed for the occasion. Because anywhere you go, you should always be looking presentable. If you can't go to a restaurant, if you can't go to a club, if you can't go here or there because you're not dressed for the occasion, then you're not presenting yourself in the correct form or fashion. Because as a grown man, you should present yourself to the world like you care about yourself. Because how is anyone going to care about you if you don't care about yourself? Especially if you're a leader. Especially if you're a leader and you are leading a community, you have to show up looking the par. Because if you're a leader and you just look sloppy, you have your shirt all wrinkled, your shirt is not tucked in, you don't look presentable, you are the leader, you are the example. How are people supposed to follow you if you're giving a bad example? Make sure you present yourself correctly. There's a reason why when you go to Chick-fil-A or when you go to any restaurant, they make sure that the food is presented very well. Because imagine you went to one of these restaurants and they just threw the food at you. They just threw it on the plate. Everything is just, all over the place. And it just looks a mess. You wouldn't eat it. You wouldn't buy into it, right? Because presentation matters.
Respecting ourselves. Because we're the greatest, but we're not working the hardest. And hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. But the first topic of the day is this game. It gotta be this pivoted all. Pivot is the foundation. So it's like, bro, we gotta talk about this game. What's your relationship? How's your relationship with the game? Are you happily married to the game?
Is my camera in the right spot?
Cheating on the game. Lately, I've been cheated on the game a little bit. A little tiny bit. But I'm here right now to rebuke for my sins. That's one thing about me. If I fucked up, if I slipped up, I will rebuke and I'll take accountability. That's one thing these bitches don't do. You might have fucked up yesterday, but all you got is today. And you showed up today. And that kind of touches on, we gonna get straight into the quote of the day. There's no discount to success. This shit don't go half off. It's not on sale? It's not on sale. That means every day you gotta pay every dollar to really succeed. That means every day, every hour, you gotta put that in. You wanna be the greatest? There is no discounts. You don't get this shit half off.
Come on, man. You gotta pay you gotta pay the cost to be the boss, man.
Facts.
And then you gotta leave a tip.
You didn't put in the hours of Michael Jordan, you won't be a Michael Jordan. If you didn't put in the time of LeBron, you won't be a LeBron. The time of Lil Wayne, you won't be a Wayne. There's no discounts on this shit. You don't get this shit half off. It's expensive. It's priceless. You have to put in the work. There's no discounts to success. There's no discounts.
Where they catch each other vibe, man? That shit's smooth.
You gotta start to look at it hour by hour. How am I gonna divide my day? How many hours are you spending on bullshit? How many hours are you spending on self-improvement? How many hours are you investing into yourself? You gotta get off your ass and use every hour you got. You gotta look at your phone and look how many hours you put in scrolling. There's no discounts to this shit. Oh my goodness. This shit is priceless. You gotta pay the.
There's no discount. Because at the end of the day, anyone who has achieved success has paid the price. So what makes you think you're going to get it for half off? You got to pay your dues like everyone before you. You're not special. You can't cheat the grind. You can't go around it. There's no shortcut to the grind. You have to go through it. You have to pay the price. You have to pay it every day, just like everyone else before you paid the price. Are you willing to pay the price?
Full price to success. What's the price? Your time, your attention, your work. How much hours did you put in? They say it takes 10,000 hours to master a craft. Did you put in your 10,000? You can't get it for 5,000. It's a lot of hours. You can't get it for 2,000. You have to spend every hour on your craft, and your greatest masterpiece is yourself. You might have mastered one craft. Okay, cool. There's other aspects of life in which you can now master. Maybe financially you set. How's your relationship with God? How's your relationship?
That's facts, because even in this YouTube space, if you want to be one of the greatest, you have to post every day. You have to make videos every day. You have to constantly practice your craft. Even though I started with just an iPhone camera and I wasn't the best speaker, I still work at it every day. Why? Because I'm putting in the hours. And even if nobody's watching, I don't get views on my video, but guess what? I'm putting in the hours. I'm putting in the work. Why? Because I'm working on my craft. I'm working on something that nobody can take away from me. Whether someone is watching or whether they're not watching, I'm still growing. I'm still putting in the work to grow and work on myself. It's like bamboo. Bamboo grows under the soil and it keeps growing, it keeps growing, it keeps growing. And then years later, boom, it goes all the way up. But it can't shoot up if it wasn't growing underneath the soil when nobody was watching. Did it say nobody's watching, so I'm not gonna grow underneath the soil and then be able to shoot up a couple years later? No. It was growing even when nobody was watching. So that's how you gotta be, even when nobody's watching, even when nobody's paying attention to you, and even when you're getting no return on your investment. Even when you're putting in the hours, making videos, whatever your craft is, and you're not getting no views, zero return on your investment, are you going to quit there? Or are you going to keep going? I'm going to keep going. Why? Because I'm planting my seeds. So when the time comes around and it's time to eat, I planted my seeds. If you didn't plant your seeds, don't be mad that you can't eat. Because even when you knew, if I plant this seed today, I'm not going to get a return on my investment today. But you got to have the long-term mindset. So even if you planted the seed today, if you said, I'm not going to plant the seed today because I'm not going to be able to eat the fruit today, that's a terrible mindset to have. You have to think long-term. Even if I don't get no views on this YouTube video, I don't care. I'm planting my seed. I'm thinking long-term. I'm thinking long term, because how is my skill, how is my communication going to get better if I don't work on it, even when nobody's watching? How am I going to get a return on investment in the long run if I don't plant my seed today?
Relationship with your family? How's your relationship with your children?
You can't put a dollar sign on it. A lot of these bitches suck they dick on a lot of these bitches suck dick to the top. You can't do that as a man. You can, but it ain't respected. It ain't respected in the game.
That's what I be saying, bro. Like, I'll make a video, I'll make a TikTok, I'll make a short that took me hours to make, hours to edit, self-taught, something that nobody taught me how to do. I have to learn how to edit the video. I have to learn how to use Premiere Pro. I have to learn how to use OBS Studios. I have to learn how to use the camera. I have to learn how to talk and communicate. I have to learn how to become a better speaker. This comes with experience. And a chick will go on Instagram or TikTok, post a picture of her shaking her ass, and more people will follow, more people will like, just off the strength of that. So as a man, you can't slack off, because it's not like that for you. And there's no reason to complain. That's just the way it is. Just accept it as the realities of the world. But as a man, you don't get a pass like that. You don't get to just shake your ass on TikTok and rise to the top. You got to put in the hours. You got to put in the work, or you're going to go unnoticed.
The glorious God.
These niggas sucking dick to the top.
Some of these niggas is, I heard a lot of gay shit going on in Hollywood, and all of a sudden these niggas pop up in big time role.
A lot of your favorite rappers is kissing other men on lips.
Hey, yo.
You got a quote of the day for these niggas?
The quote of the day. There's a difference between the fun part and the fun. These bitches, these niggas, they always want to have fun. Oh, I'm trying to have fun with the bitch. I'm trying to have sex with the bitch. I want to do this. I want to go OT with the bitch. I want to take the bitch at the dinner. I want to do something with the bitch. There's always something around the bitch. Bitch, we can't have fun unless there's fun. Stop having fun with the bitch and get some funds out the bitch. We gotta come up with something. We gotta come up with a business venture. Go get you an LLC and start you up a motherfucking lawn service company. Bitch, I need 10 lawnmowers. Go buy 3.
I like to pimp even without the bitch. With the bitch or without the bitch, I'm always gonna pimp. You don't want to ever have to rely on the bitch. All she's doing is adding to what you already got going on, bitch. You coming into a great situation.
Building on top of the emotion. Money mission, what's good?
I got my own bag, but I still need the bitch funds. My time costs, my game costs, my knowledge costs,
my attention costs.
And the dick free. I ain't no hoe. You can't pay for this dick. But that's it, man. Funds, you feel me? Funds and
dick ain't even free. That gotta be earned. That gotta be showing you ready to have the seeds of the game planted in you. Just as much as the nut. Just as much.
Things. And it ain't above. Necessarily money. You ain't gotta be actually.
Because your presence is influencing the woman. Can she even receive? I don't plant seeds in concrete. I don't put seeds in the trash can. I put them in nice fertilized soil. That's gonna get the sunshine. That's gonna soak it up. That's gonna put the right nutrients. And allow that plant to grow. Come on, man.
Facts.
Get it out the bitch. Right. But you feel me? Whatever your payment is, that's what she got to give you. Whether it's the combo.
It can't be free because it's a part of me. It's a part of P, man. It got to come with a price. Come on, chat.
Whether it's good sex, good head. But
see how they pick up off each other vibes, man. Listen, this shit, I just eat this shit up, man. This shit thorough.
Oh, man, I had another call. I was going to give him another bust now. And this was my girl, me and my girl were chilling, so she asked me, "Oh, what do you like about it?" And I'm saying all these things, and I realized it was a list. It was a list of things that she just does. It's not necessarily about her. Right. It's about what she does. So that was another good. It don't gotta be a quote of the day, but it's more game. It's never about the bitch. It's about the duty of the bitch.
Do you do your job?
I realize it's never about the bitch.
My love is conditional, bitch. My love is conditional, bitch. That you under the conditions and guidelines that you under my instructions.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think fellas could take into the real world is like, if you realize she really ain't doing nothing for you, then she ain't doing nothing for us. If you can't do nothing for me, you just basically saying fuck the relationship, fuck everything we got going. You just want to be you, bitch.
And that goes back to the quality. They were talking about, quality woman is a woman who's invested in you and your program. And that's another thing. It's like when a bitch does her job, it puts pressure on you as a man to do your job.
That's what you just now gave these.
When a bitch is completely submissive and completely obedient and completely just I put my life into your hands. It puts pressure on you as a man to step up, and now you got to do your job. And it's the same vice versa.
You gotta be the primary example. You gotta lead by example. If your woman is following you, and you're giving her the game, you're giving her the program to follow, you have to be the leader. You have to be the one that follows your own advice, your own leadership. You have to show up. You have to put in the work. So she can see you as the primary example, and she can take heed to what you're saying, and she can follow your program. And that's when you invest back into the woman, because a woman who invests into you is worthy of you investing back into her. Not a woman who is not willing to follow your program. And at the end of the day, you can't force a woman to follow your program. She's either with it or she's not. And if she's not, she doesn't qualify for me. If she's not willing to follow my program, she doesn't qualify for me, respectfully. And that's okay. Listen, I'm not here to change you, baby. You do what you gotta do. But if you're not willing to follow my program and be fully submissive to me, then you gotta go. When you work a job, do they try to change you? They tell you what you need to follow. And if you're not willing to follow that, they're gonna replace you. They're gonna fire you, and they're gonna find a new employee. They're not gonna try and make you into something that you're not. If you're not suited for the position, then they'll find someone else who is. They'll start taking applications. They'll start taking interviews so they can find the right candidate for the position.
So when you really doing your job as a man, it puts pressure on her to do her job. Bitch, you gotta stay on your toes. Don't get complacent. Don't get lazy. Because once you start getting lazy in your pimping, the bitch start getting lazy in her hoeing.
Or she try to check your pimping, and then that's when a lot of miscommunication goes on. That's one thing that I realized about relationships, whether it's men, women, grandparents, parents, life.
It's just communication. Oh my goodness, communication can save this world. That's it. War is a result of lack of communication. That's all that it is. Whether war in the bedroom, war in your household, war in the real world, war in the workplace, whether it's anywhere.
Now, what happens when we try to communicate, but we got two different goals? She says, I want this. You say you want that.
Hey, baby, I always figure two heads is better than one. So if you gotta go, I gotta go. Let's put our heads together and let's create something.
Let's collaborate.
We ain't gotta fight. Let's collaborate.
Now, do you compromise?
Compromise for what?
Times Steve, man, whole nother vibe, bro. Whole nother feeling.
What I realize is like my way is for the betterment and the success for us.
Right.
So if you want to go against that, bitch, you're not for us.
You're not for yourself. Bitch, why you want to commit self-harm? Bitch, why you want to kill yourself? Bitch, I'm giving you a game that can save and change your life and your children's life.
If you want to go against that,
bitch, you must not like life. Bitch, why you hate yourself?
And then a bitch want to,
That's why it's qualifications, man. That's why it's qualifications to pick up on the type of shit that you got as a man and the value that you provide. You know what I'm saying? And this the shit that matters. When y'all, this is why I tell y'all. Y'all say shit like, "Oh, she don't fuck with me." Nigga, she can't fuck with me. It's a difference.
And that's why when you providing value to a woman and you know no other man can provide that value to her, you're not chasing after these women. You're not taking shit from these women. A lot of guys are willing to put up with a lot of shit that women give them because they're not providing any value. They know they can be replaced easily. They know what they're providing, another man can provide easily. But what I'm providing, no other man can provide. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to put up with the shit that you're trying to give me. I'm going to give you my program to follow, and you can follow it. And if you don't, that's fine. Because I know the value that I provide. So as a man, do you provide value to a woman? Do you provide the value that can't be replaced? Are you that drug that she just needs a hit of? The drug that she can't find anywhere else? The drug that she has to keep coming back to feel that high again?
Man, she don't fuck with me, man. Bro, she ain't qualified to fuck with me.
Control me, you want to do this.
She can't.
No, I'm not trying to
It ain't the
control
don't, it's that she can.
I'm trying to give you guidance. There's a difference between guidance and control. I need to
I
control
don't need
shit.
to go back and forth with these dumb bitches. Bitch, the door is there.
That's one thing that I took in yesterday when we did that bike ride. I don't do too much adventurous nature type of shit, but just being out there and seeing nature, it kind of grounds you more to like, oh no, I just felt like I was grounded a little bit.
Facts. At the end of the day, I believe nature cures depression. Because where did we come from? We came from nature. And then all this man-made stuff around us is nothing but distractions. Your phone is a distraction. All these walls around you, your TV, everything is taking you and distracting you away from your true roots, which is nature. Because when is the last time you went to a beach, you went into a forest, you went on a hike, and you felt depressed? You don't feel depressed. You don't think about your problems. You're just out there exploring the world. I'm from Puerto Rico, so when we would go hiking in the woods, in the forest, when we would go jumping from waterfalls into bodies of water and the beach and all these things, you're going into caves. You're not depressed. You're not anxious. You're not thinking about if that girl flaked on you. You're not thinking about this. You're not thinking about money problems. You're simply there in nature. You're in your roots, what you came from. And you are stress free. So that's why I believe, there's people who don't chase success. There's people who are content living a life where they just go out and surf, where they just go and hike all day because they found true happiness. See, if you're okay with that, then by all means, do what you gotta do. Do what you love. Because at the end of the day, I believe those people are very happy. If they're okay not chasing success, and they're okay with just living out in the forest and then living out by a lake or living out in the beach, then I believe they are truly stress-free. So if you feel depressed, if you feel anxious, go out into the woods. Go on a hike. Go to a rainforest. Do something that involves nature. I'm telling you, you'll feel better.
Like, there's shit
Shit
out
really
here
grounds you.
outside of the internet, outside of video games, outside of your phone that you can appreciate.
That's another thing. Let's get back to this game. It's like, what game?
I'm heavy on that. When you go outside, when you in a setting where you just drop your phone, you drop all that shit, you realize no matter how much money you got in your bank account, no matter how many followers you got, no matter how many people hate you, no matter how many people don't know who the real you is, none of that shit matter. You go around a bunch of big ass trees, fucking animals, plants, and bugs, and all that just random ass shit, bro. You start sitting there like, yo, what am I now? Who am I now? Because a lot of times we only know ourselves in relation to something else. Oh, I'm such and such a son, friend, this. I'm X, Y, and Z from Instagram. Oh, I have this much money, this much status. Here's my reputation. Go tell that to him.
At the end of the day, those things don't define you. Those things do not define you. Whether you have a nice car, whether you have a lot of money in the bank account, who are you? Who are you at your core? Because those things don't define you. Those things can be taken away from you. But who you are, that can't be taken away from you. It's what's in you, not what's on you.
A fucking tree. It don't care. Now you all you are is who you are. Right then and there. Even outside of materialism, even what you tell yourself. I go out there in the nature, bro. It just reminds me like I'm nobody at the same time of being somebody. I'm nobody. And it's a realization and it's a reminder that gives me my strength back, because it's like, yo, this is what really matters. None of this shit makes a true difference except the core, who I am.
Gang do you affiliate with? Your community is a gang in a sense. What gang are you a part of? Your brotherhood is going to determine where you get in life. Be a part of a healthy gang.
Yeah.
Gang is just a group. You know what I'm saying? Your tribe. What is your tribe? And really, it's like, especially for the young niggas, it's like be a part of multiple tribes. Especially like in school, like both of us was the type of niggas, we was cool with the basketball niggas. I know you was like into the anime type shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, because we were diverse, we could communicate and be cool with multiple different tribes.
Yeah.
You might have the anime and kind of the nerdy Pokemon group that you're really comfortable with, but you're also very comfortable with the hoes, and you're very comfortable with the party niggas, and you're very comfortable with the athletes.
Oh,
so
God.
having that diversity and having multiple tribes. Some niggas get stuck with one tribe, and why limit yourself?
That's how y'all can all share y'all tools together, and we all just create this big ass sharp sword. If you keep yourself in a box, you can't never get outside that box.
It's like people are one of the greatest resources. So by investing in certain people, by
I haven't read
having
that book,
different
Joe.
networks and having different connections, by building all these different bridges, you have multiple different routes you can go in life. Different people can help you in different situations. You could help other people, they can help you. But yeah, being part of different tribes is so healthy. And so many people are part of unhealthy tribes. People rub off on you. Your tribe's gonna rub off on you. So what tribe are you affiliated with? And that's another reason why, even if you got a girl, her friends should be in relationships. Surround yourself with people in relationships.
Absolutely.
With families. Y'all got similar values.
That's facts. Birds of a feather flock together. So if your girl has nothing but single friends who are going out to the club every week, who are partying every single week, who are sleeping around every day, those women are going to influence your woman. So birds of a feather flock together. So if your girl has friends who are doing nothing but having fun at the moment, they're in that phase where they just want to have fun, you don't think your girl's going to get influenced by that? You don't think that's going to rub off on your girl? But now, if your girl has nothing but friends who are in relationships, then most likely that's going to rub off on them. Most likely, she's going to think the same way. They're going to have the same mentality.
Similar goals. She hanging out with hella single friends. It's like all the type of shit her single friends typically want to do probably aren't in alignment with what she should be wanting to do.
Yeah.
So it goes back to her tribe. She could be cool with certain people, but who do you kick it with? Who do you hang out with? Who do you have fun with?
That's game.
What's your tribe?
That's game.
And can you mix the different flavors that you get from each of those tribes or each of those groups? Can you notice and observe what it takes to interact with these different people socially? Do you notice the requirements in each new social group? Do you notice that how can you not be stuck to one? How can you think broadly and openly and soak all this shit up and yet turn it into something in and of itself or something
Gotta
new?
be a part of multiple tribes. And this reminds me, I remember too, one of the niggas was talking about the book 48
Big
Laws of
picture,
Power.
big picture
That
type.
was one of the
No, not even code switching, but you being who you are in all these different environments. Not even code switching, not changing lingo to language or nothing like that. But they fuck with you. See, you don't understand it, but it's not code switching, bro.
things even in that book. It's basically saying how in the world we're all actors. Basically,
You look at it as code switching as something like from professional to like formal to informal.
it's explaining how your
Right, networking is a great way.
identity is a fluid concept. We all wearing masks. The more masks you have, the more diverse you are as a person. The more
Think about the shit that I talk about, like rhetorical sensitivity, the shit that we talked about, like you shouldn't be able to just appeal to a crowd you have things in common with. You shouldn't be able to just be limited to only what you know in your environment and things like that. Can you touch people that you have nothing in common with? Can you connect to a crowd in a community that is that was born 50 years before you? You had different childhood experiences. There are different ways of understanding the world, what was relevant to them, and can you connect the dots? That's a trademark of a great leader and a speaker.
like the tribe shit. It's like be able to wear different masks, be able to hang out with different groups, be able to be a chameleon. You could be the businessman like 50 Cent, but at the same time be that dude comfortable in the hood. But also be able to sit down with businessmen and be respected. And some niggas is just on some hood shit. They get in a room with businessmen and they just ignorant. Why can't you got different masks? You should be able to do the ghetto shit and the sophisticated. How you doing, sir? Be diverse. You feel me? And so that's another tool, and they teach a lot of people this. Even like when you think of athletes, a lot of niggas come from bad environments, the hood, but they get media training and they learn how to conduct themselves in public and how to have different masks in your toolbox. You gotta be able to adapt to your environment and understand how to move. That like knowledge is power.
Man,
To really have a good,
I fuck with these short podcasts, bro.
You gotta know how to play all the parts.
All the different masks.
I see why motherfuckers put that shit in the comment, man. They know this shit right up my alley, man.
You gotta have all the different
Shit.
masks.
I could just sit back for real.
Properly inside that
I can just sit back for real.
You gotta know how to fuck properly outside in that backyard.
Yeah.
Potentially in that front yard, you make a tent. You make a tent in that front yard. In that car.
Not only just the fucking, you gotta know how to fuck the dog shit out of her, but then at the same time, you have to know how to give a bitch love. Like how to make her feel special. How to make.
Yeah, that's what girls be talking about, aftercare. After you done did some of the nastiest shit with her, and you done treated her like, like she is gonna want some aftercare. She's gonna want to feel love. She's not just gonna want you to dog her out. Even though women like, being fucked rough. Women like that dirty, kinky shit, but at the end of the day, you gotta show her some love too. If she is your woman, I'm not talking about some random girl you just met, but if she is your woman, she's gonna need both sides. She's gonna need a little bit of both. Because if you're lacking in one area, then she's gonna go out trying to find it somewhere else.
Make her feel good. A bitch is only gonna cheat, because that's really the main thing niggas be like, bro, I don't want to be cheating. It's like, bro, she's only gonna cheat either from love or lust.
Yeah.
That's really it. She loves her boyfriend.
God, and on the lust, and it's like, she just was gonna get that pussy up anyway. And you went and picked the chick who had no type of integrity to abide by anyway.
Lusted the celebrity. She loves her boyfriend, but she lusted her coworker. But at the same time, even if you the toppest, cleanest thing in the world, a lack of love by neglecting your girl completely, she'll go out into the world seeking that shit, and any nigga, especially a smooth nigga, he might not be on your level, but if he makes her feel that, if he feels the void that she has with you, that bitch gonna fold, because it's both.
And that's one thing that we told niggas, just talk to everybody. I don't give a fuck. You can talk to the clerk, you can talk to a dude that talk to anybody.
Just practice.
Talk in that toolbox.
Yeah,
the best thing that you could do out there is just to go out and do it. You want to know how to talk to bitches, go out there and talk, and you'll learn from trials and tribulations and
another thing too is
that's it. That's why when guys are so nervous to go talk to women, listen, bro, at the end of the day, if you're nervous to talk to women, if you're scared to talk to women, the best thing to do is to go out there and approach as many women as you can. I'm not saying do it on some thirsty shit, but people always say, oh, where do I meet a woman? Bro, when you go outside, there's plenty of women that you see on your day-to-day life. And there's plenty of women who I'm sure you find attractive. I'm sure when you look at her, you say, she's attractive. But instead of going up there and speaking to her because you're nervous, You say, oh man, she's so fine. You just look at her from far away. Oh, she's so fine. And then you leave the grocery store, then you leave the gym, wherever it is that you go, and you're thinking, damn, what if I approached her? Damn, I should have approached her. Yeah, you should have. Because as a man, why aren't you going for what you want? If you see something you want, you see a woman that's pretty, you find attractive, why don't you go up there and talk to her? Introduce yourself like a man. And the more you do that, even if you're not good at speaking to women, the more you do that, the more comfortable you get in doing that, you get better at it. But if you live in fear your whole life and you let your whole life be controlled by fear, then you will never grow. You will always have that fear lingering in the background. You'll be 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, not being able to talk to a woman because you're nervous and you're scared. Bro, you gotta bite the bullet. The only way to beat fear is to face it head on. So if you are afraid to talk to women, even in the moment when you are afraid, you have to go out there and do it. Because that's what courage is. Courage doesn't mean you don't have fear. Courage means you have fear and you still act on it. So you're afraid to talk to women. So what? You gotta man up, grab yourself by the balls and say, alright, fuck it. I'm gonna do it even if I'm afraid, even if I'm scared, even if I'm nervous. And when you really think about it and you say it out loud and you say, I'm scared to talk to women, do you hear yourself? Do you hear how that sounds? Do you hear how weak that sounds? You are afraid to approach a woman and have a regular conversation? Because what? Because you don't know what to say? Well, you don't have to know what to say. You just go up to her and you speak. Let the conversation flow. And even if you suck at first, you will get better. As you do with any skill. When I started this YouTube channel, I wasn't the best speaker. But I got over 200 videos and I've been getting better. And after 200 videos, I'm still getting started. I haven't even scratched the tip of the iceberg. This is nothing. 200 videos, that's like just starting. But I've gotten better. I sucked at first, but I got better. Why? Because I continue to practice. 200 videos later, I don't even think I'm getting started. This has just begun, barely. 200 videos is nothing. So, what makes you think you're not going to get better the more you do something? For example, you're scared to talk to women. What makes you think you're not going to get better at it the more you do it? When you talk to the clerk, you talk to your friends, you talk to your coworkers, you talk to any woman, you're going to get more comfortable naturally. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to leave the video at because this is going to be a long video. So, I'll make a part 2, alright? How about that? Alright y'all, peace out. Love y'all.